Welcome to BikeBeat, and today, we're bringing you an in-depth look at the 2026 Honda XR500R, a motorcycle that doesn't just revive an icon but redefines what it means to be a dual sport machine in the modern era. Honda's XR series has long been synonymous with durability, simplicity, and raw adventure. The new XR500R brings that same DNA forward but adds new layers of technology, refinement, and performance that make it ready for today's riders. Let's start with the engine, the beating heart of this reborn legend. The 2026 XR500R runs a 499 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled, DOHC single-cylinder engine, tuned to produce around 47 horsepower and 43 Nm of torque. What's impressive here is the balance. It's got enough grunt to tear up off-road trails but stays smooth and composed on the highway. Honda has refined this motor with a counterbalancer that dramatically reduces vibrations, so you can cruise longer without fatigue. There's a ride-by-wire throttle system that ensures precision in throttle response, and twin fuel injectors that optimize combustion and fuel efficiency. The 6-speed gearbox is slick and well-spaced, allowing for both crawling control in tight off-road sections and comfortable cruising at highway speeds. The addition of a slipper clutch helps manage engine braking and keeps your downshifts smooth when the terrain gets tricky. Honda claims internal friction has been reduced through diamond-like carbon coating on cam followers, which adds to the refined, responsive nature of the powertrain. On the chassis side, the XR500R uses a lightweight aluminum twin-spar frame, inspired by the CRF competition bikes. This gives it a perfect blend of rigidity and lightness, with a dry weight of about 122 kilograms. That's impressive for a mid-capacity dual sport. Up front, there's a 43mm upside-down fork, fully adjustable for preload, compression, and rebound, with a generous 260mm of travel. Out back, a ProLink monoshock system gives you 255mm of travel, with full adjustability too. Together, they provide an excellent mix of comfort and control, compliant enough for small bumps, but progressive and supportive when you're pushing through rough, technical terrain. The suspension is tuned for versatility, plush enough for long rides, yet firm enough for aggressive off-road riding. The XR500R rolls on 21-inch front and 18-inch rear spoke wheels, a classic combination for serious off-road use. The wheels come wrapped in semi-knobby dual-purpose tires that strike a good balance between traction in dirt and grip on pavement. Braking is handled by a 300mm front disc with a 4-piston caliper and a 240mm rear disc with a 2-piston caliper. Both ends are equipped with ABS, and crucially, the rear ABS can be switched off when you're off the road, a must-have for skilled riders tackling loose terrain. The braking system feels confident and progressive, offering solid stopping power without being too aggressive on dirt. Ground clearance sits at a solid 305mm, and the seat height comes in at 930mm, which might seem tall but fits right in with serious dual-sport ergonomics. The fuel tank holds 13 liters, giving you an estimated range of around 250 to 280 kilometers, depending on how heavy your right wrist gets. With an average consumption of around 22 kilometers per liter, this is a machine ready for long days of exploring. The overall geometry, a 27-degree rake and 117 mm of trail, gives the bike quick steering response while maintaining stability on open roads. Design-wise, the XR500R looks every bit the modern Honda it is, yet pays homage to its heritage. The styling pulls from Honda's rally-inspired CRF series, with sharp, angular lines and a minimalist, aggressive look. The plastics are functional and slim, making the bike feel narrow between the legs, perfect for technical sections where you need to shift your weight. The headlight is a bright LED unit with integrated daytime running lights that give it a distinctive look. The tail section is compact, featuring an LED taillight and a clean license plate mount. The seat is long and flat, covered in a grippy surface that keeps you planted whether you're sitting or standing. Ergonomically, everything feels natural. The wide aluminum handlebar gives you leverage for control, and the foot pegs are wide, serrated, and foldable for durability. Even the levers are designed to fold in case of a fall, showing Honda's attention to the details that matter for real-world riders. The 2026 XR500R also gets a modern TFT instrument display, which adapts between street and off-road modes. In street mode, you get speed, gear position, trip meters, fuel range, and even Bluetooth connectivity for calls and notifications. Switch to off-road mode, and it changes to show a compass, trip logs, and timer functions. You can toggle between modes using the left handlebar switch. The display is bright, easy to read, and doesn't distract from riding. Optional accessories include handguards, skid plates, heated grips, pannier racks, auxiliary lights, and a high fender kit, all designed to make the XR500R adaptable to your riding style. The bike is available in Honda Red and White, Matte Black, and a Desert Sand Rally Edition with blue accents, each one carrying that unmistakable Honda presence. Out on the trail, the XR500R's personality comes alive. The power delivery is smooth but strong. There's torque from down low, letting you climb easily over rocks or through deep sand without constantly working the clutch. On loose gravel, it's predictable, the front end tracks true, and the suspension soaks up the rough stuff without throwing you off balance. The counterbalanced engine means long rides are surprisingly comfortable, and the seat, though firm, stays supportive over hours of riding. On pavement, it transitions gracefully, the throttle feels precise, the gearbox clicks cleanly, and it cruises happily at 110 to 120 km per hour. Wind protection is minimal, but the upright posture and balanced weight distribution make it an enjoyable ride on the road. The switchable ABS adds confidence in both environments, engaged for safety on tarmac, off for freedom on dirt. In pure performance terms, the XR500R is fast enough to thrill but practical enough to live with every day. It's not as wild as a full enduro racer like a KTM 500 EXCF, but it's far more versatile, easier to maintain, and more forgiving to ride. That's the Honda way: durable, dependable, and easy to trust. And it's not just a marketing phrase. The XR series earned its reputation the hard way through decades of desert races, trail abuse, and cross-country endurance. The new XR500R carries that legacy forward, but with all the modern upgrades that make it ready for the next generation of riders. When it comes to price, Honda has aimed for that sweet middle ground. The MSRP is expected to be around $10,999, which makes it very competitive in the 500 cubic centimeters dual sport market. Depending on your region and import taxes, you might see that climb to around $12,000, but even then, it's excellent value for the technology and capability you get. It undercuts some European rivals while offering Honda's unbeatable reliability, parts availability, and service network, something no adventure rider should overlook. So, what makes the 2026 Honda XR500R special? It's a bike that feels both familiar and fresh. It respects its heritage while confidently stepping into the future. It's light but tough, powerful but manageable, and simple yet packed with smart engineering. The ride-by-wire system and TFT screen bring it into the modern era, while its no-nonsense chassis and engine layout stay true to the XR spirit. It's a dual sport that truly does both road and trail without compromise. This has been BikeBeat, bringing you a full ride-through of the 2026 Honda XR500R. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you choose the XR500R for your next adventure? Does Honda's revival of the XR spirit hit the mark? Let us know, and as always, keep your visor clear, your throttle steady, and your adventures wild.